because
I don't hear your air conditioning.
we are live. All right, everyone. Hello. Welcome to Out of This World with Joan and Alan. Yes, you heard it right. Today is the launch of our new show. So we're really happy to see all of you, one and all, no matter what galaxy or planet you may be from. And we are very excited. We're starting off our new show with the Galactic Warrior today. We'll be discussing things like cosmic origins, galactic warriors, solar flares, what's our purpose. So we have quite a show today.
Yeah, and Joan, I'm really happy to do this with you because we found out we have a lot in common. We have a similar background, similar interests. And my New Realities channel has been exploring the whole cosmology of this time that's unfolding now. I think Ismael is a great first guest for this new series. So let's go for it. Yes.
I love it. I just love the way you do it. And I've been exploring UFOs, ETs, had my own encounters forever. So we are very happy to introduce this cosmic warrior. All right. We have Ismael Perez already. Everyone knows him. He's an internet sensation, really. And just a brief thing about him, cosmic origins. He's the #1 bestseller. His new book, Our Cosmic Origin. I understand you have a second book as well, and you're a cosmic ambassador, galactic historian, and starseed. What do you think of that, Alan?
I think that's all we need to do is talk to Ismael. He covers everything. So,
all right, welcome.
Yeah, welcome. I'm interested in how you started to tune into this whole other level of reality. You know, most people walk around sort of like that, and they just do what they're told. What woke you up, or maybe you came in that way?
Well, I've always felt different. Ever since I, questioned everything. I didn't really felt like this reality was. So my whole life, I was the odd duck, So when I was a teenager, I was a very abstract thinker. I used to like daydream in the back. But really, I was just. And when I first started, I started that.
Is it just me, or is it your sound?
You're dropping out a little bit. Your sound is dropping out for some reason.
Sound? Okay.
Yeah,
Go get an ear. I had a feeling this was going to happen. 1 second.
Okay.
Okay.
Why don't you sum up what he just said?
I'm not even sure what he just said.
No, he said he always felt different, and he always started to question things. And I think he came in a little different than the normal person. Yeah.
Yes, I think he came in.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah,
that's much better. Oh, phew.
Yeah. Thank you.
1 second.
Thank you so much. Oh, now we can't see you yet. There you are. All right. So so you're telling us how different you've always been.
Yes, ever since I was a kid, I've always felt different. I didn't fit in. I questioned everything. It was very hard for me to adapt. Nobody wanted to be my friend just because maybe on an intuitive level, everybody knew I was different. So I didn't really have friends growing up. I was always a loner.
Where was it that you grew up? Which part of the country?
Oh, California.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I was always a loner, and that really allowed me to go within. So as a kid, I was very abstract. Yeah, I would sit in the back of the class and just kind of like space off, but really I was having visions. And so, it was hard for me to adapt. But at the age of 21, I started learning how to meditate. I started getting into well, the thing is that even as a teenager, I had a thirst for knowledge. So when I was 15, I went about to uncover like as much information as I can as far as like philosophy is concerned, political science, sociology, psychology, and science. So as a kid, I would always go to the local library and research as much as I can from like the age of 15 to the age of 19. I think I must have read about 600 books. And so I was always like hungry for knowledge, but it wasn't until the age of 21 when I started meditating. And then that's when I started accessing higher levels of consciousness. And then my interest shifted from philosophy to metaphysics, secret information, mystery school teachings, esoteric knowledge, exopolitics, UFOs, the supernatural. and I became a sponge to all that. So my mission started, at an early age, and that's when I knew that my purpose here was different. You know,
But then what tapped you into, like, people read a lot of metaphysics, but then they don't make the connection of their personal life and then the whole galactic association.
well, I felt like from the beginning, I felt like I wasn't from this world. I felt like I was sent here from somewhere else in order to do something. And so from the beginning, I've believed that I've always been guided, and I've always been monitored. I've, felt the presence of Galactic Federation personnel around me the whole time. Even when I was a kid, I heard a story that I was maybe 1.5 to 2, and I fell in this big swimming pool that was like 15 feet deep, and some guy just popped into the reality, according to my aunt, and he rescued me. And then when they turned around to thank him, he was gone. It was almost like he came in through a portal.
Wow. I guess he did.
So yeah, man, most definitely. So I've always been. I've always been monitored. So I know I'm being watched, but I'm being watched by the Guardian races because I am part of the Guardian races. I actually belong to the Cosmic Order of the Emerald, or the Emerald Order.
And what is that?
That is the celestial organization that is overseeing the development of the multiverse. So I am a guardian, in other words, in human form. I'm one of the guardians who decided to incarnate.
Here, was that part of the Emerald Tablets declaration?
Say that again. I'm sorry.
The Emerald Tablets of Thoth, was that part of their initial input into the planet? The Emerald Tablets, the Egyptian. Do you know about that?
Well, Thoth corrupted the original teachings. The original teachings have a lot to do with the Christed races, the Law of One, the sacred teachings of unity, consciousness, balance, and so on and so forth, and higher knowledge, of course. But Thoth corrupted it. Yeah, Thoth was actually he was infiltrated and compromised by the Draco.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead, Joan. I don't want to hog the questions. I have so many.
We're so hysterical because, we just have been diving in. There's a lot to talk to you about. So you awoken to the fact that you are a galactic ambassador, a galactic warrior. What does that mean to you, in a sense?
It means that my purpose here is greater than just waking up and working a 9-to-5 job and having a family with kids. That's what that means to me. It means to me that my mission on Earth is in service to humanity. It's beyond me, So I put myself aside in order to do the research. For 25 years. I isolated myself as a hermit in order to serve my mission and bring forth this knowledge when the time was right, because I knew that we were heading towards disclosure. Ever since 2016, when the first whistleblowers came out, I knew that my time was coming, that they were, bringing forth little pieces of data so that I could come in and kind of put it all together. And that's what I did with my book, Our Cosmic Origin, explaining the whole cosmic history of our Earth.
Well, I'm interested in that because it seems like we've been so mind controlled. First, this is how I think of it. The Anunnaki, program people either become gods or to search for gold. Or to be obsessed with that consciousness of making money and destroying whatever is in the way to do that. That's what I call the worship, or the mining for gold. And on top of that, there's the archons that have controlled our emotional body and sucked the energy from our fears, our dramas, our depression, all that. So those two forces have been dominated humanity for the last 10,000 years. So do you agree with that? And what's happened? What can we do about it?
Yes, I agree with that. But luckily, those forces have been already neutralized and counteracted by the forces of good, or the benevolent species. The Federation, even higher evolved beings beyond the Federation are assisting us. So yeah, those Archon forces have been dealt with. The Draco are no longer operating in our galaxy. We've already eliminated them. The only ones that are left that are looking around are hiding somewhere in our solar system. But when the flash takes place, they know they're going to be nuked.
Let's talk about this flash.
Yeah,
Sure.
I've heard you talking about it. Everyone's talking about a solar flash, like somehow 2025, 2030. So can you give us your perspective on that?
Yeah, it's been prophesied in all of the ancient records from every world region. From you could see it in the Bible as this great purging of fire. You could see it in the ancient Sanskrit literature as the Frasho Kareti. So every culture, talked about a time where a some sort of fire would purge the wicked off and upgrade and exalt the righteous of the planet, giving us a whole new heaven and a whole new earth. So that's what the solar flash is. It's an event that has been predicted by the ancients. In order to give us like a time frame as to when the shift of the ages would take place. So the solar flash is not just about the upgrade of humanity into the next stage of evolution, which is human 3.0, but it's also the transformation or the shifting of one age to the next. And this is something that has occurred, every 26,000 years as our solar system goes around the galactic core. So that's what the solar flash is all about. It's about planetary and stellar activation cycles that are now coming into culmination as I speak.
I know that a lot of people have been concerned that there might be a hacking of this solar flash.
Well, they tried. The dark side has tried. Hold on, I'm trying to adjust my phone here. Am I vertical or am I sideways?
Yeah, you're vertical. You're like
that. You're good.
Okay.
You're good.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure. Yeah, the dark side had tried many times through CERN, but luckily the Earth Alliance and the White Hats took over CERN as of 2018. That's when, no, I'm sorry, 2021. Just recently, within the last year, they took over CERN. So the whole purpose of CERN was to alternate us or throw us into an alternative timeline in order to merge us with the Omega galaxy or the Omega version of the Milky Way. See, what most people don't understand is that there's different versions of the Milky Way galaxy because there are parallel alternative universes. And one version, the dark side won the war, and that's called the Omega version. That's where everything's infested with AI. There is no more biological life, and the only biological life that is still remaining is the life that they're still using as battery resources to power up their own, AI, time loop, phantom matrix, false realities. And so that's called the Omega galaxy. So we're part of the Alpha galaxy. In the Alpha galaxy, the forces of light, begin this house cleansing from the higher dimensions, and now they're just kind of cleaning up the mess here in our planet. So in the Alpha galaxy, the light won the war. So what the negatives have been trying to use with the Cabal, use CERN, is to alter or to throw us into the Omega version of our galaxy. But that didn't happen because the White Hats took over.
Yeah, but what's the time frame for the flash that you're looking at? What timeline?
According to my research, I'm going to stick to my original prophecies that was given to me by the High Command, and they told me by no later than 2024. And that's what I talked about in my book. Yeah,
that's incredible. I mean, it's coming. What can we do? I mean, if we're in a positive frame of mind and uplifting the energy, do we still have to protect ourselves, or do we just welcome it? I mean, what do you suggest?
We're going to be going for a free ride. All we have to do is just make sure that 51% of our daily activities is in service to others in order to make it. The only people that are not going to make it are the wicked. This is a time where the wicked are going to be purged away from all existence. They've already been purged from the higher dimensions. That's why the war started off in the higher dimensions, and it's just been trickling down the dimensions. And now it's just about to take place here, where the victory is of the light because the fact that they've already won the war in the higher dimensions. So as that statement goes, as above, so below.
So what will we see? What can we expect to see here then? 2024 when this happens, will it be sudden? Will we feel it, and then how is this going to emerge after?
Oh yes,
it's exciting. It's really exciting.
Well, it's right now it's a gradual process. It's been speeding up. We're already actually the fifth dimensional Earth is already coexisting with the third dimensional Earth, but on a different frequency. So as our bodies become as the vibrational frequencies of our own bodies begin to increase, then once we reach that climax where we're ready to shift into the fifth dimension, that's when the sun's going to release the final, flash that's going to totally catapult us into the fifth dimensional Earth that is already here coexisting, but on a different dimension.
So
it's going to be sudden.
Most definitely. Know?
Yes.
I wake up at 7 and then by 10 I'm a new woman.
You're going to regress to looking 30 again.
I gotta know.
Yeah,
Okay, all right,
you're
I'm in.
yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah, your body's going to transform into a new body that's going to allow you to exist in the fifth dimensional reality, and therefore you're going to be looking, very young, very youthful, because in the fifth dimension there is no more aging. We live for thousands of years, just
Okay,
like our Pleiadian brothers do.
we drop this body then.
Now, right between the third and the fifth, and sometimes I feel really tired. Sometimes I feel really not tired. I mean, is that the process that some of us are going through?
Absolutely, yeah, because your body's changing at a very subatomic molecular level. So your body's trying to adjust to the new frequency. So it takes a lot of energy out of you to do so. So that explains why we feel lethargic during the day, and we just, you know, we're up and down.
Right.
Yeah. So those are the symptoms. Yeah.
It feels like we're going between the fifth dimension and the third dimension. I feel like I go through it all day. Like I raise the frequency and then I become human again, and then I sort of seem to be in a different vibration. This is really profoundly exciting to break through the control that's been happening on planet Earth. So you're actually saying that with the solar flare 2024, the upgrade, we will finally release the hold that the dark has had on the planet, and everything will shift at that point.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yes, it's going to be a whole new heaven and a whole new earth. It's almost like the entire cosmos is going to be rebooted, and all the AI, all the negative archons, all the negative entities are just going to be purged within a second.
what can we do for our bodies to make it easier? I mean, I feel like I need more sleep. I mean, anything you recommend to keep adjusting to the new vibration?
Drink plenty of water. Also, you make sure you're putting good nutritional food in your body. Organic, if you're going to eat meat, make sure it's 100% certified, free range raised without pesticides or hormones. Just make sure that you're not taking any more bad stuff, because your body is going to transform within a split second when this flash takes place. And you want to make sure that your body's also alkaline. So make sure you take a lot of greens, chlorella, spirulina is good for that.
Right. There's some quote in the Bible or some text or that the body will be turned into light in a flash. Is that sort of a prediction? Or
yes, because we're moving from a carbon-based DNA structure into a crystalline based DNA structure. So yes, that's absolutely correct. Our body's going to go from a very dense to a lighter, less dense, and it's going to turn into when we transform, we're going to turn into light, but then we're going to be able to acclimate until our new form within seconds.
Well, go ahead, Joan.
So
go
for
ahead.
some of us who have families, I was listening to you and Nicholas yesterday, and we were talking about children, especially volunteers who have children. I'm a volunteer who has children. My children are not in the starseed mode at this moment. So what about some of us who have our higher frequency and our families also? Are they allowed to go with us? Are they going to be part of that other frequency?
Yes, they're going to go with us. And even if they're not highly or very advanced souls, like some of the people that are down here, they're at least going to go into the fourth dimension, which is still a better world. And even if you go to the fifth dimension and they go to the fourth, you're still going to have the ability to lower your frequency and pop into the fourth dimension and be with them. But to them, you're going to be like an angel. You're going to be very angelic looking. Yeah.
I already am sometimes, just so you know.
Joan of Angels. But talk about what this new world then will look like. How will society interact, and what will it be like, you feel?
Yeah, it's going to be very, put it this way, everyone's dreams, everyone's ideal reality is going to manifest. So it's going to be a world full of abundance. It's going to be a world where there is no division anymore. We're going to be one planetary brotherhood and sisterhood. It's going to be a world where people are going to be telepathic. So the need to communicate with words is going to be yesterday's news. We're also going to be part of the galactic community. So we're going to be positively interacting with extraterrestrials from other parts of our galaxy and other galaxies. So it's going to be totally different. It's going to be kind of like what we see in these sci-fi movies where they have these futuristic buildings that are like breach the top of the clouds and are made out of some sort of aluminum alloy,
Right.
a different type of material. So it's going to be beautiful. And also the earth is going to be cleansed from all the pollution, from all the toxins, so the oceans are going to be cleansed, the atmosphere. It's almost like we're returning back to the natural way of things, but except all the buildings and the transportation systems are all going to be based on free energy technology. So it's going to be totally better than this world.
So it's going to take time to build that world, right? With those, once we get in 2024, the flash happens, and then we start the new world.
Well, this is the kicker. That world is already fully intact, coexisting in a parallel reality with this Earth. So all we're going to do is just translate into that world, and it's already going to be set. We don't have to do anything.
So we can kind of tap into that new world right now with our consciousness and be part
Absolutely.
of that creation of shifting our DNA, of shifting our consciousness into that new timeline for us. So we can actually do that work right now. Just talking about it, I imagine, really prepares the way for this.
Yeah. Many people are already living in the fifth dimensional Earth. They're no longer a part of the third dimensional chaos anymore.
Right. But is this the big push for government disclosure? The government has inside information that something's up, something's coming, and what's the relationship then between, the release of government documents and the fifth dimension awareness?
Is that the release of government documents
and
known
the
as
coming
disclosure?
Up, like, yes, we're not alone, basically. The unrolling of disclosure,
Well, it's one thing is going to lead to the next. First, we're going to have EBS. We're going to have an exposure of the dark side and all their crimes against humanity, and which is going to be followed by advanced interstellar technologies that they're going to be introducing to us, and then that's going to also coincide with first contact with the Galactic Federation. So first contact is already it's already being they're already preparing for that. If people really knew that there's a lot of extraterrestrials that are working with the White Hats, it's not the White Hats by themselves. The White Hats have all the support of the Pleiadians, the Lyrans, the Arcturians, and Andromedans, and all the positive races out there. So we have the support of hundreds of thousands of different humanoid, like advanced races that are here supporting the Alliance. So we're going to be introduced to them as our brothers and sisters. Yeah.
Great. Yeah,
That
Joan.
sounds good. No, that sounds good. So one of the things that I was listening to yesterday that really interested me, you were talking about Dolores Cannon, you and Nicholas, and we were talking about the volunteers that came in and the first, second, and third waves. So I am a first wave, obviously, probably Alan is too, as a volunteers. And I remember years ago that when I became a minister in the movement of spiritual inner awareness, my ministry was supposed to be, I was just to show up in a room and listen and hold space. It was never about what I did, but about just being present. And I remember being so upset by that I didn't have an actual purpose. And yesterday you were confirming that volunteers come in to hold the light. So can we talk a little bit about that, and then then segue into the true role of the starseeds, as I was hearing you talk about?
Sure. So the first waivers came in the 50s and 60s. And they were here to set the foundation, the grid lines, the energetic field of the higher dimensional reality. So just your mere presence was sufficient enough, because you brought forth you see, what we are is we're anchor points of the higher photonic energies of the gamma rays that are coming in. So the first waivers had it the worst, because they came into a very dark world, very dense world, and it was very hard for them to adjust to this other reality. So it was very hard for them. Unfortunately, some of them committed suicide. And those that didn't are the ones that laid the foundation for the second waivers. And then when the second waivers came in, late 60s, early 70s, and I think even late 70s, they were also very, instrumental in further expanding that energy field of higher reality or higher frequencies on the planet. So they're the ones who created the fifth dimensional grid for the third seaters to come in, and then of course finalize the work. So the Starseed program was broken off into 3 stages by the galactic community in order to allow the Earth to gradually shift into higher density and move away from the negative timeline that was going to lead the Earth into a nuclear holocaust, which is what we averted because of our mere presence. We were able to collectively shift the vibrational frequency of the planet, and therefore cause the awakening that is now taking place.
Yeah,
So,
it's amazing. It's great. Someone asked in my chat, what do you work with astrology and tarot? What's the emphasis with that in your work?
I don't work with astrology and tarot. Those are my friends. Yeah, they specialize in that. Yeah,
Oh,
I don't know anything about tarot.
Oh, okay.
How do you work with people then? That's a great question.
We're collaborating. We're teaching people spirituality, esoteric knowledge, and wisdom in order to help them, become more evolved, more consciously advanced, multidimensional. So that's the whole purpose. I team up with people who are very positive, who want to share their knowledge in order to uplift others as well.
So are there techniques, though, besides that, like breath work and, like you said, clean water, but do you specialize in anything particular that you've developed as your own kind of modality?
Well, I teach various techniques that help people connect with their galactic self, which is existing on a mothership. So yeah, we're existing on different levels of reality all simultaneously, and that's one of the things that I've been talking about in the last few months. It's hard for people to grasp their mind around that concept, but yes, we have many versions of ourselves that are existing in all the dimensions, all the way up to the 12. So what I do is I teach a Starseed cosmology course. I've been teaching it online since June, and it's been going great. A lot of the people who are applying the knowledge and the techniques are actually getting results now. And they're having access to their own Akashic records. They're having access to their multidimensional versions of themselves and more. And as a result, they're gaining more knowledge and downloads. So
what's
that's
the website that people can go to sign up for that course?
Yeah, it's the link is in my bio. But for those that don't have Instagram, what I could do is that I could give you guys the link, and you guys could probably put it on the description here.
Yeah,
We can.
great.
Yeah, I still have spots left for the September class. They filled up pretty quick just because they're a lot of starseeds are being attracted to this information at this time.
So it's a real training then, like an advanced degree in learning how to use the skills you came here to use.
Yes, not only that, but I'm also giving them in-depth information about the cosmos, different dimensions, different types of the different categories of planetary, stellar, galactic civilizations. We discuss over 15 different star races that are working with us to see which ones they identify with. So it's really more about triggering their memories, giving them the different categories of ET so that they could see who they relate with as we describe the different characteristics of each ET race. So it's just more than just it's not just giving them techniques and methods and here this is how you do it, but it's also giving them a thorough understanding of the cosmos.
So the star seeds have come down. I'm sorry, Alan, you'll get the next one.
Go ahead.
Going so fast, it's so fun. Okay, so the star seeds then, from what I'm gathering, they're the change agents, aren't they?
Yes, they can.
They seem
absolutely.
to be so advanced. I hear them talking on conferences, and it's really advanced things that I've never even thought of. So they're tell us about their role then in the coming times.
Well, their role is manifold. Their first mission is to be here and to raise the vibrational frequency of the planet, of the collective, which was the catalyst for the great awakening that is now taking place. Their second part of the role is to remember their mission and who they are as galactic ambassadors, as interdimensional, multidimensional beings with amazing powers and abilities. And the third part of their mission is that after the ascension, the starseeds are going to be in charge of the new universes. They're going to be like the ultimate guardians with their newfound powers. As our body transform into meta-human, we're going to be like the Avengers. We're going to be like the the Justice League, but not only over our Earth, but over many galaxies.
Is the ascension different than the solar flare? Or is that how do you qualify the ascension? Like, what will that be?
It's the same thing. They're one and the same.
I see.
Yeah. The solar flare is going to be triggered by the ascension of the planet. Yes.
And is there a point where we start to merge with our star galactic essences? Do we become like embodied, or do we still live in separate realities?
No, we integrate those realities into the now, into the here and the now. So you're going to be collapsing your galactic self into yourself as your body regresses back to the age of 30. Yes.
Wow.
So does that mean like becoming one with our higher dimensional self?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
This
and
is
that's what's happening.
excitingly interesting.
So this is your mission, I guess, or maybe there's more to your mission, because once that happens, there'll be another level of the mission. But for right now, your mission is to wake people up, would you say?
Yes, wake people up, activate the star seeds, and also prepare for one last clash against AI in the future. In about 1,000 years' time, we're going to clash with an alternative multiverse called the Phantom Matrix, which is a multiverse that was developed by AI, and it's inhabited by AI only. No biological life forms exist there. So at the end of the millennium, the metahumans of the Earth are going to do a final clash against the this other multiverse that is hosted by artificial intelligence. Yeah.
But is there
years? Okay.
Yeah. But is there a reason on a soul level that we have the conflict? I mean, some people say that's how people evolve spiritually, is to embrace the conflict and move through it. Is that what you see, or is that just kind of an annoyance in the way of us having an awakened time?
Well, sometimes it is through conflict that we become more, how can I say it? We continue expanding,
Yeah.
Otherwise we become stagnant. If there's no opposition, there's no growth. So, sometimes opposition is necessary in the cosmos. So in a way, we could even say that Lucifer was just playing a very vital role for the overall expansion of the cosmos.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that is true. No, that is true. Look at how much people have woken up the last 2 years in this grand initiation. And so I have a couple of other questions about this.
Sure.
So how do you see the unfolding between now and the solar flash? I mean, I'm sure that there might be some challenges that we need, yes or no, over the next couple of years until this happens.
From what I understand, because the Whiteheads and the Earth Alliance are now fully in control, what we're going to see is just the exposure of the Cabal, the bringing down of the Dark Brotherhood and the Dark Occultists that have been running them, because we've already eliminated their alien dark overlords and the AIs over them. So in a sense, we're just going to be experiencing disclosure, in the next couple of years. One thing's going to lead to the next. So yeah, things are going to be changing dramatically.
It's exciting times. All right, I have another question. We're talking about creator gods, and I know that many of us believe we're creator gods. We came down here, but you said yesterday, I heard you say that is it every human or is it every star seed will become it? Can we talk about that a little bit? Will become a creator god?
Yes,
like
every human.
Universes are there, I guess.
There's depending on the number of organized universes that exist, because each universe is overseen by one of the creator gods and daughters of the cosmic trinity. So we have what we call the central universe, the always existing universe, which is what I reveal in my book. And the children of the always existing universe are descending from the highest regions of reality to the lower. So they become the first creator gods of universes. Now, in turn, the creator gods of universes also had children, and those children became, also creator gods of new universes, because as I speak, every day, new and new universes are being born. So what we're doing here on the earth is we're actually here as gods and goddesses in training to become overseers and guardians of universes. So everybody, every soul goes through that process. Yeah.
That's every soul goes through a process of upgrading and training to become a creator god.
Absolutely.
Of their own universe. Okay.
Yes.
Who's the creator god of our universe?
He goes by the name of Michael. He's got Michael the Archangel, Lord Michael. The chief angel of all the heavenly hosts is the prince of our universe. He's the Omni King. He's equivalent to what we see in the movie Thor. He is like Odin, you know. He's in charge of the 12 realms of our universe instead of the 9.
So once we create our universe, what happens next? I mean, what is that about? What?
Well, then once we become overseers of universe, it's because your consciousness ascended all the way up to the 12th dimension, which means that you reach the level of becoming a universe. Because in a sense, you're overseeing your own universe. You see, we're creating our own universes as I speak.
Yeah.
So in a sense, as you evolve and as you reach higher and greater levels of consciousness, and as you become one with the planet, one with the star, one with the galaxy, and then finally you reach completion when you become one with the universe. Once you become one with the universe, that means that your individual unit of consciousness is merged with the totality of the consciousness that embodies the universe. Then you become a universe in a sense where you're the universe that you're overseeing, but yet you're also overseeing it at the same time. So you're part of that universe, but yet you're also overseeing it with a physical body. It's hard to explain.
No, it's like painting and jumping into the painting while you're painting it. I mean,
exactly. Yeah, that's why I've always believed that the creator and the creation are one and the same. There is no separation.
But in a sense, we're doing this now as we even speak. We're creating this reality on that level, on some level. Would you say?
Yes, absolutely. So everything that we're doing now is leading to the creation of your universe. Yes.
So, but you're also. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
And the reason why there's about 10 new universes that are being born each day is because every day there are beings that are ascending to the 12 that have completed the ascension process and have merged with everything. And once they merge with the consciousness of a universe, then they become their own universe as they also oversee it in an individual physical form, just like the way we have as guardians, you know, of that universe.
Every day, 10 people ascend to that level. Are these humans, or are these around the multiverses?
Around the multiverses. Those are beings that have already reunited with Source. They've become one with everything, yes.
We have a long way to go, John. We're sort of in kindergarten.
Well, yeah, the third dimension is like first grade. In comparison to the scale of the school systems, you know, the third dimension is first grade, and then the 12th dimension is graduation. That's when you reach completion. You know, that's when you graduate from high school, and then you get your own university. You know, and you become a creator god.
Right, and then
I'm going to get my diploma really quickly.
Like university, and they would say university. But you just to back up a little bit, you mentioned the white hats a couple of times. Who are they? How would you define them? And
They're a coalition of over 130 countries being led by the descendants of Jesus and Mary Magdalene. Throughout medieval times, they were protected by the Knights Templars. They are the holy blood and holy grail that now proliferated into thousands and thousands of people, and they're all genetically interrelated, just like the dark hats, just like the elites. The dark hats are genetically interrelated because they're human reptilian hybrids. Well, we also have the white hats, who are genetically interrelated because they're what we call Lyran Palladian humanoids in human form.
So which bloodline are they, and who would they be?
They would come from the Lyran Syrian bloodline. That's who the white hats are. So you know, Mr. T, Mr. P from Russia. They're all genetically related. You know, the Princess Diana. Who else? Lincoln, Jefferson, the founding fathers, General Patton, General Grant. Those are all. You know, what's his name? Andrew Jackson, Thomas Jefferson. They're all interrelated. Yeah, they're all part of the white hats.
There's been this eternal war between the white hats and the black hats that are going on for thousands of years. Why does it shift now? Why is it ending?
Because we're at the end of a cycle. Not only are we finishing a 2,160-year cycle, which marks the end of one, I guess what they call the zodiac into the next, but we're also ending a 5,000-year cycle, which is known as the world age. And then we're also ending a 26,000-year cycle, which is called the Platonic year. So because we're at the end of the cycle, see, the dark side was only given about temporary control of our planet during the days of Atlantis. They knew that they had a limited amount of time to bring about their world domination, and they failed, even though they tried several times, right? All the empires, the Rome, you know, the Catholic Church, I mean, they really tried, but they failed. And so the white hats have have always existed to kind of keep the balance until the time was right for them to defeat the dark side and bring forth a new golden age, which is what we call heaven on earth. So that's why the Whiteheads have the upper hand now, because all the prophecies, all the planetary and stellar alignments are aligning into their favor. It's already about that time.
So how does that trigger a solar release? There must be forces that are connected to the mechanisms of the sun to then release this. I mean, can you explain that? Because I mean, how our connection, our upgrade, and the solar energies that are here to help us go to the next level.
Well, because we're living in a conscious sentient universe. So, the ascension is a collaboration not only of intelligences, benevolent species, extraterrestrials, but it's also a collaboration of planets, stars, and galaxies that are working together to secure the existence of all biological life forms in the multiverse. And that's the reason why there's a collaboration taking place between the sun. The sun is a living entity. It's communicating data through the gamma rays. And that data is in turn communicating with our body at the cellular level, which is instructing our DNA to create new sequences of codons and so on and so forth.
So it's a genetic mutation that will happen in a good way when the solar flare is released. The DNA shifts its frequency containers in a way.
Yes. The frequencies are already being raised. So it's just a matter of the body shifting in order to match the new frequency. So that's what's happening now.
So, okay, so we have another question from Rob. Are we the White Hats also?
Oh, yes. Yes, all the truthers out there, all the light warriors and the people that are for,
Up?
Truth. I'm sorry about that. I got a call. All the people out there that are truthers, that are exposing the truth, that are bringing awareness, are all part of the alliance. Yes, we're all considered alliance.
All right, I like that concept. So I have on a different topic about angels and star family. So where do the celestials, the angelic realms, fit in with our extraterrestrial people?
They're one and the same. The angels of the Bible and the gods of mythology and the guardian races, or what we call the benevolent ETs of today, are all one and the same. Yeah.
Got it. So, but they don't all have wings.
But they're not all exactly the same because they all have different functions and frequencies, right? I mean, there's a difference between their maybe job assignments or what they bring to this planet, right?
Yes, all the beings from the fifth dimension and up are considered light beings or angelics because they're not mortal. They live for hundreds of thousands of years, and some, live forever, depending on the level of reality in which they operate. So they're all known as the host of heaven, and we are part of that family. In fact, the human species here on the earth was the completion of a process that I call the descent of spirit into matter. But in essence, our ancestors are the angelics. Our ancestors are the galactics. They are the gods and the goddesses. So we come from that lineage. And so that's what we are as well. We're angels in human form. Mm-hmm. And so when our body transforms into its new form, we're going to become the most powerful angels in the multiverse. And all the other angels know that. And that's why they're here serving us. Because in the end, we're going to be above them, including the archangels. Yes. Mm-hmm.
But what about the Pleiadians and the Arcturians and Syrians? How do they fit into an angelic cosmology?
Well, they operate on different levels of reality. So, for instance, the Pleiadians are assisting us from the fifth dimension. The Arcturians are assisting us from the seventh dimension, and the Syrians are assisting us from the ninth dimension. So they're all working together, yes, from different levels of reality. And then we even have beings beyond the Syrians that are also assisting us.
Those of you that are stars, some people are really loving your work in the chat, telling people to read your book. How many books do you have now?
I've written 2, and I'm currently working on a 3rd book, which is going to be a sequel to our Cosmic Origin. So I would recommend to read our Cosmic Origin, because if you don't, by the time I publish my sequel or Cosmic Origin Volume 2, you'll be lost. You'll have no clue what I'm talking about. So it's a prerequisite to read our Cosmic Origin.
And so what are you going to be talking about in your 2nd book?
it's going to be explaining the future. It's going to be explaining the ongoing cosmic war with AI and how we finished it, 1,000 years from now. So the second book is mainly going to be about prophecy. It's going to all just give us a glimpse of what reality is going to be like in the next few thousand years, and then also what reality is going to be like in the next millions of years as we become creator gods of universes. So it's going to go deep. Yeah.
Who would you say, if you want to name anyone who's working with you that you know of, like who are you aligned with on this?
I'm aligned with all the benevolent forces, the Alliance, the White Hats, the Galactic Federation. I'm also, well, the thing is I'm what you call an Azurite. An Azurite is a member of the Celestial Order of the Emerald Covenant. So as a result of that, all the benevolent races are working together with me in support of my work. Yeah.
Was Saint Germain a part of that as well?
Saint Germain is part of the White Brotherhood. Yes, he is part of the Guardians. Yes, he is, and so are the other ascended beings: Sai Baba, Dijuakul, El Moria, Kuan Yin. They're all members of the White, and what we call not the White as far as skin color, but the Light Brotherhood. Yeah, let's just use the term light. Last time I said the return of the White Brotherhood, people were thinking that I was being racist, and I meant to say Light Brotherhood.
No,
you're right.
It's
Absolutely.
been used in the past, but yeah, it's not about the white race. It's about the illumination
yes, exactly.
of light.
The light race.
So when you first started waking up, how did you integrate all this knowledge? Because you're educating people now, but what was your process of trying to understand this greater universes that we're a part of? How did you do that? How did you put it all together?
Well, the thing is, the more I studied, the more I learned, the more I wanted to learn. Right. So when I was researching and as I was getting downloads, and I was actually seeing how everything would fit in like a puzzle. So I was putting things together in my head, and I just couldn't quite explain it in words. So, but I had the concept there, so it took me a while to write it into words. But for many years, I was thinking that everybody on this planet needs to know this information. But I've always felt that I was being guided by something greater than myself.
Right. So, were you shocked when you heard about the solar flare? Would you say, "Oh my God"? I mean, that's pretty intense.
I heard about that 20 years ago, and I thought it was coming in 2012. But then when I realized that we were operating under the wrong calendar, not the right timekeeping system, that's when I realized that it was like 12 to 14 years off into the future.
Do you have an exact date besides 2024? Is there like a...
Well, for sure no later than 2028, because by 2026, between 2026 and 2028, we are going to reach what is called solar maximum as far as the flares are concerned. So right now we're experiencing solar minimum, but solar maximum is going to happen in between 2026 and 2028. So I would say no later than 2028.
And are there symptoms associated with that? Or waking up more?
Everything, headaches, bodily aches, waking up in the middle of the night. So all those are symptoms of the upgrades that are taking place.
I still do that.
Right. But there's been evidence of past solar flares where you can see those cave drawings and the light. And was that an upgrade, or is that doing the same thing this one will do? Or what were those previous flares for? I mean,
they were to transition the current world that was in a dark period into a golden age. So every time there's a solar flash, and it's I guess our solar system goes around the central sun known as Alcyon every 26,000 years. So every time it goes around Alcyon, it goes through this period of light for about 2,000 years, and then it goes back into a period of darkness for about 10,000 years. So according to my research, our solar system has experienced about 5,500 cycles of that. So we're already there. We're not going to experience a dark age anymore. In other words, we've already completed that many of times. So now things are going to be different. Now it's almost like the Earth is getting ready to become the hub of the entire cosmos, and be kind of like the new headquarters world for the new guardians that are going to be stationed on the Earth that are going to oversee other guardians. For instance, like when the Earth finally gets restored to her original place in the multiverse, the guardians of the Earth are going to oversee the multiverse, the new multiverse. And then at the same time, there's going to be guardians that are going to be seeing individual universes. And then within each universe, there's going to be other guardians that are going to be overseeing each galaxy. And then within each galaxy, there's going to be other guardians that are going to be in charge of each constellation. And then within each constellation, there's going to be other guardians that are going to be in charge of different systems, which is a conglomerate of 60, anywhere from 50 to 60 solar systems and 1,000 worlds. And then within each system, each guardian is going to oversee a planet. So everything's going to be monitored, just like the way it was in this creation. But it's going to be us that are going to be doing it now.
That's great.
I am so ready for this, by the way. It is going to be really nice to have a planet that is in a higher light frequency. Most of us have not known what that's like. So I'm really optimistic during this.
Yeah. I just have another question about the solar flares. Is it just going to be one big one? Or what I get is that we'll have like mini flares and then maybe like the major one. Do you get that too? Like there'll be a warning or like a activation that will show us it's coming?
Absolutely, yes. It's going to happen. It's already happening actually in increments. That's why within the last few months, we've had the strongest CMEs that have been coming in. But that's all leading to the flash. That's why I believe it's going to happen before 2024, because these CMEs are coming in stronger than ever.
It's like a quickening.
Yeah.
I can feel that too. I have another subject. Can I go and ask that for a second? I know we're talking about full disclosure is going to be happening pretty soon. Are there hidden continents, say, on this planet? Are there things about our Earth that are going to be revealed also?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, there's a lot of, well, we could say that Atlantis and Lemuria are going to be fully intact in the new Earth once we translate to the fifth dimensional Earth. And also there's, I guess, a good portion of Antarctica is going to be like Greenland. It's not going to be icy anymore, and that exists already. So yes, a lot of hidden continents are going to come to light when the solar flash takes place.
What about the inner Earth? What about the beings inside the Earth? Do you know about them? The Agarthians?
Yes, the Agarthians, the Shambhalians, and the rest of the networks that have been living there for thousands of years are going to reunite with us. In fact, they're also assisting us from behind the scenes. A lot of members of the High Priest of Telos and the members of the Shambhalian spiritual councils have been working with the Earth Alliance and the Galactic Federation as well. So,
right. So it is a unification of humanity. And I mean, what do people, I mean, my vision is that once we get free energy and all that higher activations, our true purpose of incarnation is to create art and beauty and love and joy. I mean, that was the original purpose of incarnation. And I think that will come back online for all of humanity.
Absolutely. Yes. We're going to go back to, like the Renaissance time, except it's going to be for 2,000 years, right? Where we're going to be living in a world where art is going to be expressed. Everyone's going to be able to, play music freely, and it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be like a Renaissance, but on a planetary scale.
Oh, my goodness.
And what will be your job then, Ismael? What do you do then? I mean,
as far as music is concerned, I like to play
as
piano.
far as like all that. I mean, once we get there, what's your dream? What do you, we're all trying to get to just level playing field. And then what do you do? I'm curious.
Well, at that point, I'm just going to, be very active in the new role of overseeing the billions of galaxies from this Earth as one of the guardians, working with other guardians. So, I'm going to be extremely busy, So if I think I'm busy now, this is nothing compared to what we're going to be engaged in after the ascension.
Well, I see some of your other selves doing your interviews for you, and then these selves
there you go. Yeah.
Doing the training. And why can't we fractalize ourselves too, since that's what you're saying we already do in that kind of way? Well, this has really been powerful. I feel like we've just been throwing questions at you, but I get a new understanding. Let me ask you one other question, and then I'll let Alan get in there.
Yeah, and then I don't know how much your time you have, but if we can go a little longer. I just have a few more.
Probably about 10 more minutes.
Okay.
So we're talking about continents being disclosed. I've been doing a lot of reading about life beyond the ice walls. and Tartaria, because you mentioned a society that for 2,000 years we're going to have a golden age. Did we have a golden age? Were the Tartarians actually part of that civilization? And is this all connected to civilizations beyond the ice walls? I'm on a new track in my life here.
Yeah, so there's many civilizations beyond the ice walls. We have civilizations that are existing in Mars, on Venus, but on different dimensions. We have civilizations that are existing on Jupiter, inside Jupiter, because inside Jupiter it's it's hollowed out, just like most of the planets in the universe. They're all hollowed. We have civilizations that exist in, on the fifth dimensional Earth, and different versions of the Earth that are coexisting with us. And then we have civilizations that exist on a parallel Earth as well. So civilizations are everywhere. It's just a matter of reconnecting with them. But yes, we are going to reunite. And Tartaria actually did exist. It lasted for hundreds of years before that history was eliminated by the Cabal. And also a beautiful golden age existed in France, known as the Catharian period, and that was destroyed by the Jesuits of the Catholic Church. So these pockets of golden ages were emerging here and there after the fall of Atlantis. The longest one that lasted was Tartaria, and now that Tartaria is existing in the fifth dimensional Earth reality, which is where we're going to be heading upon the ascension.
Okay.
Well, it's exciting to know the true history of the Earth, the true nature of biology, the advanced technologies, how to live together in a more compatible way. This is an exciting future. I'm just wondering, before you go, is there anything you could lead a meditation or an activation, just so people watching can sort of get a download from you into a kind of higher consciousness awakening? Can you do something like that?
Sure.
All right.
Yeah, we could do something like that. So I guess if we could all just, relax and take a few breaths. Okay, so I just would like to let everyone know that, we're not just this body. We're actually the entire field of consciousness existing everywhere at once. So if you could visualize yourself as the Earth at this time, not just your physical body, but see yourself as the planet, and then feel what it's like to be a planet. Feel the elements. You are the elements: the air, the fire, the wind, and the rocks. All the animals and all the humans are existing on you. You are Mother Gaia. And now I want you to send everything love, from the core of the Earth. Because you are the Earth, I want you to radiate love to the entire sphere of the planet, uplifting every living thing. And then I want you to shift your consciousness into the star that we are. Each and every single one of us has a corresponding reality as a star in one of the many galaxies. So see yourself as our star, sending energy to our entire solar system that engulfs the different lives and civilizations that we are unaware of at this time, but send everyone love and be one with everything. And then I also want you guys to take your focus into the galaxy. As you are the galaxy, you become the galaxy. You are Melchior. And from the center point of the galaxy, send love and light to everything within your galaxy, the billions of solar systems, the endless worlds, and all intelligent life is full of love because you're sending it to. And then once you feel the galaxy, I want you to feel the universe. You are the universe, sending love to the billions of galaxies that exist within your body, to all the life forms in those galaxies. You're sending them love, and light. And you are one with everything. See, at this point, I want you to realize that, there is no you, that there is only us. Every single one of us is a cell within the body of the universe. And as you do so, expand your heart into a sphere around you in the shape of a Merkaba, and see yourself as a torsion field of light, generating love, compassion, understanding, to everything that exists within your body as a universe. Little, slowly but surely, just bring yourself back into your body or your particle self.
Beautiful. Thank you. I
Yeah,
felt
you're welcome.
there was a real shift, a vibrational shift I felt here.
Yeah,
So.
me too. It brought me back to center because we've been flying with these questions. We've been flying in outer space with you, Ismael. It's been I feel like it's been a very exciting interview.
Well, and thank you for all the work you're doing. I know it's not always easy being in human form to kind of deal with all like the stuff people throw at you and around. So thank you for sticking with it. I guess you didn't have a choice. Here you are, right?
Oh no, I had a choice. I volunteered.
You did.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
I knew what I was getting into, and I did it because of my love for all life.
We all volunteered. And by the way, everyone, we are going to have Ismael at the Portal to Ascension Ultimate Starseed Conference that's coming up in the fall. So we actually managed to book you to be a speaker for that, and I'm very excited.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
I'm looking
forward to that. Yeah,
you'll meet some great starseeds there. I think this is our third starseed conference, and people on parallel missions. And thank you. For people to get in touch with you, they can go to where your Instagram, your Project Restoration 1.
But they have to be careful.
Yeah. Yes, it's only Project Restoration 1 because I have millions of posers that are trying to be me. That are trying to, I guess, confuse people as to who the real Ishmael is. So just make sure you put Project Restoration 1. Oh, what I could do is send you guys a link, and you guys can put it in the description. So that way you just click on that.
Perfect.
Right.
And then
but guys,
for those
I should tell everyone that if you get a note when you try to Instagram him that says, "Do you want a reading?" It is not Ishmael. Okay.
Yes, I don't do readings, people.
Okay, so it's not him.
Medium.
It happened to Victoria. That's why I bring it up.
But do you think is that the dark side trying to bring you down and kind of ruin your reputation?
Yes, I believe so, because they know I'm reaching thousands of people now. So now they're like on red alert, like, okay, this guy's a threat. Let's try to confuse people, or try to put a monkey wrench in his message somewhere.
Well,
I think you're doing an amazing job, Ishmael. And the other day I was thinking, we are like a virus in the Cabal or Black Hat system. I feel like somehow we've managed to grow and interrupt whatever they were doing, like somehow a virus. Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes perfect sense.
The show, even the interview is like we're inserting new codes into the stream.
Absolutely.
Well, I appreciate your peace and centeredness and speaking to the world like this. Yeah.
And like I said earlier, I still have a few spots left for my Starseed Cosmology course in September. So if you guys want to secure your spot, do it now. Otherwise, within the next few days, they're going to be taken over they're going to be secured by somebody else. Now, for those that want to read my book, you could order it on Amazon. It's called Our Cosmic Origin. But I will also give you guys the links to that.
Yeah, I'll put that in the chat here. Our Cosmic Origins. Okay. Great, wonderful. Great. Thanks for your time today and talking. Maybe we'll do an update, me and Joan.
Yes. This was fantastic, Ishmael. We are really grateful for you. And guys, we are so grateful to you for listening and tuning in and being starseeds yourself and volunteers, all with this mission of really upgrading our planet into the new reality, new Earth.
Right.
So
and thank everyone watching on YouTube. We have like over 100 live viewers right now. So
nice.
We were up to almost 200 at one point. So we're good to go. Thank you so much, everyone. We will see you all next time. And guys, this is the launch of, what is our show name? Wait a minute.
Joan
Out of This World with Joan and Alan. All right. Okay. Bye, everyone.
Thanks, Ismael. And thank everyone for watching today. We all
very grateful to you all. All right.
Yes. Okay.